I wish it was coming to a different system, but not the end of the world.
Oh, Persona
Yeah,
4 is done.
That game looking weird. I don't know about 13 sentences.
Persona 4 Arena is done downloading, so give me a second. I'm going to dip out the call and come right back. This time on Ethernet.
When do you think Persona 5 Arena will be a thing?
Never.
I
After
don't
Scramble
know.
ported and localized.
I mean, but isn't that what's that company name?
Koei Tecmo.
Why wouldn't
Yeah,
Atlas
The people that made Dragon Ball Fighters.
Arc
for all that matters?
Arc System. Yeah, isn't Arc System is in charge of Persona Arena games?
They
Yeah.
are, yeah.
Why would
So
they
they-
just make Persona 5 Arena though? Why wouldn't they make it
No.
like all the characters? Because that would be more appealing.
Because, Gab, that makes too much sense.
I think if
There
Because
you
no
go.
one's gonna go back to the PS3 to play Persona, like Arena.
I'm doing that right now.
Okay,
Yeah,
well I'm
he's
not.
doing
I'm not
that.
about to do that because fuck that. That's stupid.
Hey, listen.
Wait, didn't 4 have the Persona 3 characters in it too?
4 Arena had Persona 3 characters, one unique character, and Margaret from.
I just
Margaret
want to play
and-
Akechi. Akechi main.
I will actively shoot you in your knee if I see you playing Akechi.
Oh no.
We
Me
will
Me
have
and
to
Akechi
fight.
making out.
That's on you. That at that point, I
Akechi is
can't
terrible.
even say that to you.
man, oh man.
Wait.
Did you play the extra content?
I was like, did you play Royal?
It don't help.
I
It
didn't
don't
even-
help him much. It don't help him
didn't-
much at
Oh
all.
man, I love it. I love it.
Bro.
He's
I didn't even
better.
get through the extra content.
Even
and I can tell you
better.
So far, he's not.
Slurp that shit up.
Akechi's like my second favorite Persona 5 character now.
What?
Like,
Who? Akechi?
Yeah.
Woo! They want.
no, there's
one
nothing wrong
has
with
seen
Akechi
the
now.
light.
His confidant makes things a little bit better.
You guys just keep reminding me I have to do this freaking video. So
Don't worry about
About
it. We'll
Persona?
stop talking about it.
I
It's
thought
like-
you were
like-
taking a break.
it's an Akechi video. Gav, I uploaded like 6, 7 videos in the past month or so.
All right. Well,
Alright,
this
hold on.
algorithm.
Sounds like Gab hasn't rang the little bell.
All right, hold on, guys. We got a super chat from my boy Asbel Lant, 100, 499 out here.
Has the
Make
stream
Persona
started
5 Arena with Persona 1 and 2 characters, you cowards.
Yes, Barrett has.
Are the Persona 1 and 2 characters even memorable enough for them to be put in and people appreciate it?
Listen, ask
They
Yeah.
are.
Atlas.
However, the problem is it's a directorial situation because the director of Persona 1 and 2 is no longer with Atlas, and they feel it's rude and disrespectful to use those characters without consulting them. It's weird. That's why we haven't gotten Persona 1 and 2 proper remakes.
In terms of writing, the Persona 2 characters are really good as well. I agree.
We're live now.
Just read the story, don't play the game, because, oh god, those dungeons are ass.
Hope you like random encounters
Hope you like
and
Estola.
traps.
Hope you like Lone Prayer.
That's
Listen, I
Persona-
like a lone prayer.
Actually, that's-
A lone prayer is good. I don't care what anybody said. Bloody Destiny
love
is
Lone
good
Prayer.
too. I don't care what anybody
Bloody
says.
Destiny, Lone Prayer, they're
Alright.
all good.
So if one person is talking, I think everyone else should mute their mics because there's a lot of people in today.
Fair enough. Where's that push to talk option?
Okay. All right. I think we're ready to start. Everybody's
Are we?
here. Everybody's good to go. All right. So, it's been an exciting week, people. Welcome. Welcome to HPMP, episode 46. I don't know if that's right. I'm going to have to change that later. I think it's 46. It might be 47. I don't know.
Man, oh man.
I don't even know. But yes, we are live out here. We got some spicy things to talk about this Sunday. So as always, we're going to start off our intros. Go ahead, Riku.
Riku, son one, the only one here. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? This is, he is right. This is a week to talk about some JRPGs. Good that we're back here on this podcast once again. And let's get this going.
Gab?
Hey guys, it's Gab. Welcome back to my 19th podcast with HPMP. We're almost at 20. It's good to be back. I'm excited to talk about some stuff we have today.
All right. Bao?
Hey guys, Bowser Carriger here, the JRPG Judas, aka your girl's favorite YouTuber. Happy to be back. What? Who said that?
I'm just laughing. I'm sorry.
Anyways, happy to be here. Hope you guys are having a good weekend.
Blake?
All right, hello. It is that time. What's going on, guys? It's me, Westtown HD. Let's get into it today. Excited to be back with that high energy. We got some good topics. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Blake, you're like a SpongeBob character in real life.
Oh, damn.
Really? Damn.
That's a compliment to him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro. Yeah, we gotta split up next week. Ooh, that's what I like.
You just
That's
made him
what I
hype.
like. Hey.
Blake has
hey.
never been so flattered in his entire life.
I know, right? Jeez.
And Pelvic?
What's up? It's your girl, Lady Pelvic, and I'm back for another episode. Thanks, as always, for having me back, and I'm excited to talk some JRPGs. We have good topics today. We do. Very happy.
And Sosuke.
It is always nice to hang out with you guys and talk about that JRPG greatness, especially a certain game that nullifies the use of another console, but we'll get there.
Man.
Don't worry about that one.
So, like, since you mentioned it, Sosuke, Riku, how you been doing, man? How you been holding up, man? You know, I saw you on Twitter. You were having a mini meltdown there.
Mini? Let's just say everybody has been hitting me up in every single direction. And there's only so much, fighting back I can do. So it is what it is. I mean, we're going to get into it.
Okay, all right. So, we always start off with everybody's currently playing. So, Sosuke, what you out here playing, man?
Actually, I've been playing Persona 4 Golden on my Vita since
Oh.
before the greatest announcement I've ever heard, as well as playing some Endless Frontier Exceed because the first game is actually draining my sanity a little bit. Other than that, that's all I've been playing. Gonna get back to Xenogears soon, I promise.
Okay. Bob?
I honestly been juggling a lot of games recently, but the main ones, Outer Worlds, still playing that. I haven't stopped playing Xenoblade, but I've been playing it a bit less and less. No real reason, just that there's a bunch of games to play and I want to play them. And also, I recently started a new playthrough of Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War, so that's going well.
Okay. Pelvic?
I just beat Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected, so I'm officially done with that game. There's a few super bosses I want to take on though, but that's what I finished it. I'm done. I'm literally before we started, I was writing my script for it. My script is like almost halfway done, so it's good. It's good. It's very good. Very excited for this review.
Gab?
I actually just finished Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, just the main game. I haven't started Feature Connected yet, and I did just start up Persona 4 Golden just to test how it runs on my computer and see all the different options. I was kind of impressed, to be honest.
It was really good. It's really good on PC. Riku, what you playing?
I as well have recently completed Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected. Finished it yesterday. Kind of in the same boat. I'm kind of done with the game. Kind of did everything that I wanted to do. Great game. Right now, I'm just waiting for what's it? Thursday or Friday? One of those two when The Last of Us drops. So I think I'm just gonna go into anime mode right now. So I'm currently not playing any. Well, yeah, sure. I guess I'm playing some Smash on the side since I know everything about Shulk now. I'm messing around with him in Smash, so I'll just be playing that until Last of Us later this week.
And Blake, what you out here playing, man?
So like Bao, I've got quite a few games on the juggle. Right now, the big ones I'm playing is of course Xenoblade, Animal Crossing. You never stop Animal Crossing; it's a way of life. I recently started up another playthrough of Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate with Sosuke and my brother. I've been playing the new Terraria update as well, and I've also been playing. I did another playthrough of Super Robot Wars T because I'm trying to get the platinum on that game in my spare time. I'm still playing Persona 5 Dancing because I'm also trying to get the platinum on that because I platinumed Persona 3 Dancing. I'm going to have to be playing Persona 4 Golden hopefully over July before Fairy Tail comes out, but I'm going to have to try and balance it in between Fairy Tail and SpongeBob because SpongeBob's out in 10 days. So that's going to take up quite a bit of my time. And I'm also playing Gears of War 4.
So, okay. So I saw something on Twitter about SpongeBob. Is it true
Specifically, what?
Apparently, it's
that
true.
he's a member of a certain
Oh.
community?
Oh,
That.
that?
What?
The signs were
what?
there all this time, people.
Wait,
SpongeBob's gay.
nah, because I thought Shadow said the furry community. I was just like, huh?
But I thought he said as well.
Ah, nah, a certain community.
No.
Family.
Oh, a certain community. I mean, SpongeBob is a comedic character, so he will say things that sound suspect for the sake of comedic relief, and people, I guess, are taking that and labeling him as something that probably wasn't implied when he said those things. Like I said, for the sake of comedic relief.
Like, I don't think it's that deep. And I mean,
I think it is that deep. I think it's exactly.
No, I just mean, I don't think, I don't know, like, if that's how people want to perceive it, great. I mean, it's a cartoon character, but
I know, right?
Just have a quick refresher on what you guys are just like talking
SpongeBob's
about.
gay.
I saw the picture, but like that does like wearing a rainbow and stuff doesn't really imply that you're gay.
There's also like some clips where he's been like, or it can be perceived as like taking passes at like Squidward, but I think it's more so like what you said, in the fun of a joke.
Yeah, I always thought that way. I don't think SpongeBob is.
Like SpongeBob has never given me gay vibes.
Like,
yeah.
In my
gay jokes are
opinion, unless Nickelodeon comes out and straight up says he is, I will
Well,
believe he's
They were the
was the
ones that
thing.
said it. That's why people are making a fuss about it.
that was the
Yeah.
thing, Gabby.
They didn't straight up say it though.
No, apparently the SpongeBob creator said it.
Oh,
it's-
okay
I
then.
thought he died.
Yeah, I would.
And that's
would
what I'm saying. I thought he died, but I'm hearing
He
everything
could say
about.
that, but does he have the rights to SpongeBob anymore? You know what I mean?
All I remember is
Probably not.
wasn't there an episode where SpongeBob and Patrick were taking care of like a clam, and Patrick was the husband and SpongeBob was the wife.
Yeah.
the one that one moment sticks out to me. If I was a mom, this would look wrong.
Honestly, if it is good, honestly, good on it because we grew up in that generation and I loved that show. So, props to him.
I mean, SpongeBob's my favorite Nickelodeon cartoon.
There you go.
It
Yeah.
sounded like
well,
my
like,
favorite cartoon.
Oh, okay.
How
We
they've
ain't
gone
gonna
down
get to that
now.
discussion. All right, we all know Hey Arnold's the shit, like the best.
But
Alright.
Avatar?
cartoons of all
But
time.
Avatar
Alright.
though?
It's like a little different entity altogether.
Yeah.
All right, so before we got off of the SpongeBob stuff, I'm currently still playing Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm almost done with it.
What's your playtime?
I think it's 40 hours, just a little bit. At the Mechonis base, like all the way at the top.
Oh, okay.
Damn. How'd you get that far? I'm like, what?
I think it's 40 hours. I'm pretty sure it is. But you people got me collecting everything now. All your little talks in the freaking group chat got me collecting everything. I'm like, oh, did I collect this page? I was like, oh no, now I gotta go back and collect this page. I can't believe you. I was perfectly content not doing this stuff. But nah, y'all people in your little conversation, I blame you guys. Okay.
Yeah, but you like flicking back and forth on your pages, seeing the 100%. don't you?
Not
Yeah, you
really.
totally do. Oh, I do that for fun all the time.
Ah man. So just real quick about Xenoblade. I like the game, and I think it's one of the best games to release this decade, whatever it is. But the battle system, I think it relies a little bit too much on levels.
I just have to make one other comment because someone did say 40 hours. They think they're rushing it. I agree because I think I only got to like the top of the Makana space probably about like 55 hours ish.
That sounds about right. But
My
going back.
playthrough was about like 65 hours total.
But you beat it in 65 hours?
Oh yeah.
I beat it in 108 I think 108 hours. But it definitely was over 100.
It all
same.
depends on how many side quests you do.
No,
Yeah,
I did.
exactly.
I tore it up. I found
shit.
super bosses. I did all my collectibles. I have Colony 6 to 100%. Got all the population up. Like, I went in.
See, I was gonna do that, but then I get tired of doing that.
Seriously, that's why you have to swap it up. Sometimes you do a slew of them, and then you go and do some story, and then you do a slew of them again and do some story.
Yeah, but then the story got so good, I needed to know what happened next, and I just
That was me
you know,
around the end.
I was like, I'm going in, boys. I'm going in. No one's stopping me.
Well, see, I had the opposite because I knew what happened in the story. So I was like, things can't happen if I don't progress. So
This
I
is
was,
this is my first playthrough, so I guess that's
Same.
probably why it was more inclined to
Right.
finish it and know what
Exactly.
happens.
Same boat. But
I was
can't
very
think
impressed by
of
the outfits
60.
though and the customization options and the characters. But I do agree that
We didn't
combat
have that.
was a little sloppy.
We didn't have that
back in my
the
day,
Back
when we
in
had
our
when
day.
we held a dildo in our hand.
Wait,
What?
sir,
Whoa.
sir, this is
Wait.
about
Whoa.
JRPGs.
This
not
is a
your- not-
different
not
podcast.
Not your Saturday evenings. Calm that down.
So you guys need a little Wii, right? Anyway, going back to what Shadow
Oh,
said
no.
about the leveling. I agree with you. I do think to some degree, if an enemy is like, especially if it's like let's say a regular boss, if you're like, let's say 70, and that boss is 71 or 72,
Yep.
man, oh man.
Yep.
But then you get to 72 yourself, or even 73. You just fucking destroy them.
Yeah. That's what I don't like, because I was trying to destroy like an ace boss or whatever, savage enemy, whatever it's called.
A unique boss.
Yeah,
a
unique
unique
boss.
enemy. That's what it's
Mm,
called.
For the
she's,
Dragon.
like, get it right.
So I was trying to beat that thing, and I was like, yo, I need to level up once or twice to beat this guy. This doesn't make any sense. I should be good with my current setup.
Pretty
And
sure
so-
every
yeah.
Xenoblade
So-
game is like that.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's more prevalent here. I feel like it's more prevalent here than it ever is before.
I'd say you don't have many options in this game compared to X and 2. Because X, you can cheese it with scales. 2, with the right setup, you can cheese battles that are higher than you with the right blades. And 1, you kind of have those options.
And I think the thing is, at least for me, is not necessarily about cheesing a boss that's higher level than you. I just wish that sometimes I can rely on my skill and competence, of knowing the game to beat a boss that's higher. Yeah, maybe I have to try a lot harder to fight against someone a lot higher. Well, not even a lot higher. Like we said, 1 or 2 levels higher than you. But it seems like in this game, it really doesn't matter. They do one of their, crazy attacks. 2 of your characters are dead, and you're in topple with a slither of health, and you're just like, fuck.
Yeah, because I forgot what it's called, defensive, whatever those reptiles were. There was like 4 or 5 of them at a time, and it took me forever to beat them because I refused to level up. I hated that.
Oh, the reptiles with the little armor on and whatnot.
Yeah, like I refused to level up. I was like, no, I'm not leveling up. I can do this without leveling up. And I took out 1 eventually, and then it became much easier after that. But man, I loaded the game back again and leveled up. And the difference between 1 or 2 levels, I think it was just one. It's 2 levels. It was 2
crazy.
levels. It was ridiculous. I was like, it was a cakewalk. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's happened to me multiple times where I see a boss, I'm like 2 levels lower. I try my hardest to beat it, and then they just, they do one of their crazy moves and it's just over. And I'm like, all right, let me I level up like once or twice, and it's not even, I don't even have to put any effort into fighting them. And I'm like, geez, where's the middle ground when it comes to like, I want a good challenge, but I also don't want to get fucking destroyed.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to do for a while, and I was like, you know what? I just gotta get this game done now. So I'm just gonna do these quests, level up, and I'm just gonna come back and whoop your ass. So
The only other game I've ever experienced that with is Ys Origin. That's another game where if you're only 1 level behind, they will destroy you. But if you're 1 level ahead, you will destroy them. I'm not a fan of that type of scaling, I guess.
Yeah, that's weird.
See, it's weird in Chronicles X because the level cap is 60 in Chronicles X, and you'll have super bosses that are like a level
Really?
108.
Oh yeah, right.
But there's a certain Ether Blossom dance build you can do where you can basically max your agility so their attacks don't hit you, and you could basically be invincible the entire fight. So Chronicles X relies a bit more on spell system than leveling, I find.
Just to ask a question here, because someone in the comment section mentioned the aspect of expert mode. Did anybody use expert mode at any point?
I used it to set my levels back to do a grinding exploit, but aside from that, not really.
Does it have something to do with AP?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I was going to mess around with it, but then I was just like, I don't know. I see some people saying that this is a cool, like the guy said in the comment section, this is a cool feature that more JRPGs need. But maybe since I actually didn't use it, I wouldn't know. But I just feel it like, to me, it feels like a cop out of just fixing your level, like the thing we were talking about earlier, the level balancing in regards to that. But I mean, it's interesting, it's different. Definitely never seen it before, and if some people like it, then I guess they're doing something right.
All right, so before we go into Xenoblade, let's move on to our actual topic. let's just address the huge elephant in the room. I don't think anybody expected this to happen. Nobody woke up in the morning and said, this game is going to be on the PC and it's going to drop in a couple of days. So out of nowhere, Persona 4 Golden decided to show up with his golden, sexy ass on PC.
Jeez.
Now, I was happy about this as soon as I heard. Well, first of all, when I first heard news, I couldn't believe. I just couldn't believe. I was absolutely just, this ain't real. But then the evidence started coming in. The de novo page went up. The images showed up. And man, oh man, did my Vita was a little bit scared. Let me tell you why my Vita was a little bit scared. Because it's sitting in my drawer right now collecting dust. Because every single JRPG on there is pretty much on PC or PS4, running better at a much stable frame rate. But hey, I'm not going to be that guy. We all know the Vita is great, but did anybody really expect Persona 4 to show up on PC at any point?
Nope.
Well, there was
Before
a
it
leak
leaked,
online.
No.
Before the leak, he's talking about Gabby. Before the leak.
No, never.
I would have thought Switch before
Nope.
PC, or PS4 before PC, or anything else before PC.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know about Xbox, but yeah.
Okay, well, Microsoft PC, same company.
Yeah, I guess. Who wants to go?
We got a super chat from Ace Breaker. Persona 4 Golden on PC, Vita meat trash bin. Oh man.
Vita looking there saying, "Daddy, please don't hit me, not again. Daddy, no."
I'm say if you want to play it portably, like you guys said, go ahead.
Wait
Get
for
right
it to
here.
come to Switch.
Ouch.
Bow, stop. You're upsetting the fans.
You're just gonna dip out of the call, bro.
No, I've heard enough, so it's fine. It's like, it is what it is.
So
It is what it is.
So what was the big problem? What was your big problem against people that were just telling you about this? What was going on? What was the most complaint that you heard? The biggest complaint you heard?
Complaint? What do you mean complaint?
I guess like what were people coming at you about?
I just disagree with the whole the Vita's not worth playing because other than Persona 4 Golden, that specific one in particular.
Oh, okay, all right. Because
I mean, it's just like it's to the point where it's like Vita has good games, but it's like
$300.
it's not $300. It's like
Canada.
one. Oh
Canada.
yeah, I forgot about Canada. You guys
To
are
buy a
weird.
used Vita, yeah, it's still ridiculously expensive.
That it's very hard to
Siriku,
actually
she's
find
also
one.
Buy a dead
factoring in the memory
console.
card you need.
Yeah, to buy a dead console to play what JRPGs are on the last generation, which doesn't make sense.
See, at least Wii U's are cheap.
But why would
Yeah,
you
I got
buy
rid of
them?
mine.
Wii U has Pikmin 3 on it, still worth
Oh
buying.
yeah, you're right.
And Xenoblade X.
so did you guys?
So what you're trying to tell me is if Xenoblade X and Pikmin 3 come to Switch, I'm gonna see the same energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
gonna see people
Yes.
throwing Wii U's in the
Yes.
garbage.
Oh,
They already
absolutely.
were. When
Sure.
Smash came
Let
out,
it
they
be
already
known
were.
that I am disagreeing and I say no, I'm not keeping that energy.
What do you keep
And,
your
wh-
Wii U
and
for?
why is that, Gabby? Explain yourself.
Because I don't care about Xenoblade or Pikmin.
Ow.
So can we talk about Shin Megami Tensei and that thing we were talking about, Sosuke, on Twitter? You ready for this?
Yeah, like I see why you're upset about people tossing their Vitas away.
Well, I mean, so what we were talking about, if anyone didn't see it, so Shin Megami Tensei 4 in particular is on the 3DS, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's the same company, damn near the same franchise, I mean, even though it's like a sub-franchise now. Same franchise, but shouldn't, that game come to PC as well?
No, and I'll tell you why. The way we told you yesterday. 3DS games are made with a dual screen. To remake that, you have to remake most of the game in the way it works.
Okay, I mean...
That's a
didn't we-
lot of effort for something you
I mean-
don't know will sell well.
I mean, but
Didn't Alliance
the-
Alive get one?
It did.
Yeah, it did.
And it wasn't that great.
Yeah, but that's a lot.
Alliance
That's a
Alive.
lot. That's Alliance Alive, though. I mean, well, I thought Lady Pelvic here liked Alliance Alive.
Yeah, so to say, what the fuck you mean it wasn't good? I was on muted. You didn't hear me say my initial response. I was like, what the fuck you said? That's what I said. I was muted.
I don't think it was that good, personally.
This game insulted me.
This
so
is
I
this is
can't-
Link's Awakening all over again. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Oh
God.
no! Oh no!
Oh no,
What?
no,
I
no.
thought it was fantastic. I'm not gonna sit here and be like it was groundbreaking, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Gabby has no response
Gabby,
to that.
Gabby, your response?
No.
What is?
Here's the thing. Like I said to Ryusei on Twitter, Shin Megami Tensei 5 is coming to the Switch, right?
We think so. We hope so. We hope it's still alive.
We're not joking right now. I'm just saying it's coming to the Switch, and like obviously, after like Persona 3, Persona as a franchise just skyrocketed past everything Shin Megami Tensei, and you would assume that with it coming to the Switch, I guess more people than ever would play this Shin Megami Tensei over any other Shin Megami Tensei, right?
Yes.
So it's like, if let's say they did make a Shin Megami Tensei for the Switch, don't you think that would only benefit that Shin Megami Tensei franchise overall? Because it's like, okay, they're sitting here like, oh yeah, I want to play Shin Megami Tensei 5, even though I've never played one before. Oh look, the 4 just came out on Switch. I was ready for 5, but 4 is here. I'll go and play 4. That's sales for 4, and it's hyping them up for Shin Megami Tensei 5. Is it not?
Well, what about SMT 1, 2, and 3?
What about Persona 1 and 2?
See, Riku, here's the thing, Riku. You're confusing this. Persona, according to Atlas, is no longer part of Shin Megami Tensei.
Okay, and
BS.
that doesn't change the fact that, we're not. I just don't think it's, healthy to just leave one in the dust and leave it in the dust and just like continuously, quote unquote, jerk off Persona. Give it all, give Persona all the fucking love.
Remember how
wanna make
Persona
money,
has
though.
sold.
I know they want to make money, but
Compared to
don't you think it would make more money if both of the franchises succeeded instead of just one succeeding and getting milked and the other one just okay?
But
here's one
SMT
game.
mainline doesn't sell like Persona. That's the risk.
Because they
I was
don't
gonna
push
say,
it.
it's
Because they don't push
proven
it
in the
though.
past.
Honestly,
And what I'm saying is that the steps I said would help push it in the direction to be successful.
But
instead
it's
of just
still a
throwing it
risk,
out there.
though. Persona isn't
every-
much of a
every-
risk because it's freaking
Yeah,
Persona.
of
People are going to
course.
buy it like
Yeah,
hotcakes.
I'm sure Persona had to go through its risk when it moved from 2 to 3. That was a risk.
It did.
Yeah, it had to change its entire quote unquote persona to be what it is today. That was a risk. So obviously risk. There's a risk and there's a reward. So all I'm saying is that maybe they do need to take more risk when it comes to that franchise to bring it up to the level of Persona.
They kind of did with 4. They made it a lot more casualized.
Isn't 4 considered the most liked?
I thought it was 3.
It depends who you ask, really. Hardcore fans will still say Nocturne.
That's a touchy subject we shouldn't be getting into here.
But
all I'm saying is-
I don't think SMT unfortunately is really marketable, like Bao had been saying. Like it's a
That's
risk
what
if
I'm
they
saying.
do it.
It doesn't sell that well in Japan, so bringing
How is it-
west
how is it not
already is a
marketable?
risk.
It's one of the darkest RPGs out there. Notoriously hard reputation, elitist fan base.
Like
It's niche fan
So-
base.
So what you're
It's
trying to
very
tell,
hard
what you're
to
trying to say
market
is that Shin Megami Tensei 5 is not going to sell well.
Oh, I didn't say that. I'm
It,
saying
It's not gonna be like a Pokemon.
I don't
know.
think-
I mean,
I don't
that's not
think-
fair. That's comparing anything to Pokemon is unfair, Gabby.
Well, I mean, like it's not a Persona's 5 scramble. I'll put it that
Question:
way.
Is
we're
it
talking
going to
about being
sell
marketable.
well?
Remember,
Is it going to sell well by Atlas' standards?
No, probably not.
Probably not.
You think even with it being on the Switch and it's the Switch's attachment rate, it won't sell well?
I'll
No,
say
it
that
won't.
depends on how much they market it. Honestly,
Do you think that this Shin Megami Tensei 5 will be the best selling in the franchise?
Nope.
I would love to tell you, but we don't know details on
exactly.
it yet.
Like I
I'm
gotta
willing-
see
how about
something
this?
on
How
this
about
game.
I'm willing to say right now, even with this small knowledge that I have of, I'm willing to say that this will be the biggest selling Shin Megami Tensei game in its franchise.
Well, you talk about Shin Megami Tensei. Are you including in Persona?
No, I'm not
Okay.
including Persona.
So you're not concluding Exploder. So yeah, I don't think that's hard to do, really.
It's not that hard to do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you think SMT5 will have the Persona 5 effect where everybody just ends up loving it?
No, I don't think
Nah.
that. But I think
Okay.
but I definitely think more people than ever are going to hop into Shin Megami Tensei 5 than ever before. That's
See,
what I think.
Persona is like so colorful and happy
There we
on the
go.
box art, and when people listen to Persona, you like, "Oh, this is kind of great!" Like hip hop beat, like they got dancing games. Look, this game can't possibly be serious. Then look at SMT, and you're like, "This is my friend from childhood. Why is she getting her arms cut off?"
I understand that. They get all happy-go-lucky, and then they run into a dungeon and a giant green demon cock riding a golden chariot.
Well, see, Persona 5 baits you because they don't show you that till like the end of the game when you're already committed.
Oh, come on. You got to get like halfway through, and you see Mara ready.
I just think in general, Persona is much easier to market than.
Oh no, it is.
Newer
We're
ones.
not. I never said that it wasn't. I'm just saying. I think it would be beneficial for them to push another franchise that just has been doing, I guess, from a sales standpoint, mediocre for majority of its lifespan.
Well, see, they're good, but again, they're just like they don't have mainstream appeal. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right, like Persona is like a dating sim type of game. It's easy for casuals to get into. SMT
Well, you
is
can-
hardcore dungeon crawling.
but
You can shield the fact
but here's
that
the thing.
Persona is. You can
Okay.
shield the fact that You can shield the fact that Persona is like a game where you fight against God and stuff, with the fact that it's like a dating sim and stuff like that. So it kind of smooths it over.
Yeah.
I understand that. I want you guys to take this into consideration. The Souls franchise is a franchise that pulls in people that like difficulty. This franchise, it blew up last generation, right? When was Shin Megami Tensei 4? When did 4 and 4 Apocalypse come out? When did 4 and 4 Apocalypse come out?
14
It's
and
like
15,
2015?
2014.
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah.
2015.
Okay,
Around that time.
so
I kind of feel you can't compare the two for the
That's
simple
what I'm
fact that a
saying.
lot of people hate turn-based combat. Like
Yeah,
a lot of
the
people
mainstream
love Dark
with it.
Souls
I know.
4 the way it
Especially-
plays.
Yeah, especially dungeon crawlers that look like that. That is just you facing.
I
the
don't know,
monster
man. I feel people in this day and age are willing to want something that has a difficulty more than any time before. Like I know a lot of people that consider hard the new normal and normal easy. They want a challenge now these days. So
I
I think
agree.
I
I feel like
personally-
that's more with games like Dark Souls that are like action based, easy to keep your attention.
I
Not
don't
something
know.
like SMT.
no, because I see people playing shooters like Uncharted and they go straight to hard. No one plays on.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but those are like action games. That's
Yeah.
That's
Game-
not-
in a
that's-
game where elements of combat are more based around an RNG type system where you don't know what the opponent can do, it's harder to get into, because if you decide to jump into SMT3, for example, on hard mode, that being your first turn-based RPG, and you get bopped in the first couple of seconds by a damn goblin, they're just like, well, how was I supposed to prepare for that? With a shooter, it's easier to predict what the enemy's going to do because you're both shooting at each other, duck behind cover, wait for them to stop firing, you fire back. And the JRPG,
Maybe
it's a
I'm
little
just
more
different.
going into that.
I'm just gonna chalk it up to I'm different. I just
Like,
like a
there's-
challenge in the game.
Depending on
So-
the game, there can be a lot to keep track of in a turn-based game. Whereas like a shooter like Doom, it's just pop them in the head and keep going.
I mean,
Okay,
Riku, I
I'll
understand
just,
that.
I'll
Like,
just
you
chalk
want-
it up to people just like easy games and don't want to challenge them.
I mean,
I'm
for
confused to
the
what the point was gonna be.
No, my point was that the fact that Souls as a franchise got popular because of its difficulty. Why can't we have a JRPG in that realm to come up to that, to have that stature in the turn-based JRPG realm? Shin Megami
Because it's
Tensei
a-
could be that.
because it's a turn-based RPG.
I mean, but I like that. I like I said, you hear me always turning all of my turn-based JRPGs to a
Yeah,
harder
but Atlas
difficulty.
isn't just appealing to you. I think it's more about accessibility because I think they make them easier so more people will play and beat these games and talk about them rather
under-
than make them hard. Like, I mean, they do put in
I
the
understand
extra
that, but
work.
it's like you have Persona for that. That's why Persona is popular. So it's like, why can't you have something for the other side, for people like me? Why cater to only one side? Are you guys saying that
makes you more money?
I understand
Yeah.
that side makes you more money, but it's like
Well, that's also a problem.
you could get more money if you cater to both sides. Is this not true?
Well,
Just-
let's think about Digital Devil's Saga and things like that. Those games are harder, and there's like no appeal for people to go back and play them. And for example, if we're gonna compare it to Soulsborne games, people still go back to Dark Souls 1. People still go back to Dark Souls 2. They don't really do that with the older SMT games unless they're like a diehard fan. Especially
I mean,
because they're
I think it's
hard.
because of the fact that they're not popular to begin with. So you don't really hear about people going back to it because it's so small to begin with. That's firstly. But like I said, I think in popularity, this 5 being on Switch, it's going to be the most. It's going to skyrocket this series. And maybe you will hear people wanting to go back and play a lot of them. And then you're probably going to hear people saying we want 4 on Switch, on 3 and whatnot. A lot of games do sell well on the Switch. You got to take that into consideration. The Switch does make certain sell
The
more
Switch
than they
effect
probably.
is powerful.
Yeah, the Switch will make a game that probably didn't sell that well, sell a lot more than it probably should have. And I think with people being more knowledgeable about Persona and the iconic characters that Persona has that are also in Shin Megami Tensei. Like I said, if anybody wants to place a bet, I'm willing to say that 5 is going to be the best selling Shin Megami Tensei game.
You know why?
the
Because
most
everyone
popular
has
one.
a Switch.
Exactly.
Plus, it's waiting for so long to get any information about it. It's going to be like hype when it does drop, when any information does drop.
See,
About,
you guys,
like,
how about
marketing
Atlas
these
is afraid?
games.
And you say all of these people are going to hop into it, and then what? That it's hard? Or you think a lot of people are going to drop off of it? Or are they going to be like,
It's
you know,
not
I'm
gonna be
going to.
hard.
Listen,
I'm calling it.
here's the thing
It's
about
not
it.
gonna be
So are you
hard.
saying that 5 is going to be the easiest in the series?
Yes, I will say.
Probably, yeah.
Probably. Like
You
4,
can't deny
4
that.
itself-
The
4
games
for
are
Apocalypse
pretty
is
every
dope.
year. You cannot deny that.
Okay, nobody wants to talk over each other
And
anymore?
no
Okay,
one
cool.
wants to deny that. Okay, we're good. Gabby's right. All
But-
right.
But yeah, if SMT5, if it looks anything like Nocturne, I don't think it's gonna do that well when it comes to being like popularity. When it comes to, if it tries to emulate maybe Persona, being a little bit more lighthearted, which I really hope it doesn't, then it has a chance.
I want it to be dark as fuck.
Yeah,
For
Yeah,
Apocalypse,
like,
the way they
one-
tried that.
Your whole
Like,
family
for Apo-
dies.
For Apocalypse was a dark game, but it had those anime type characters on the surface to help people on them.
Would you say 4 Apocalypse was hard?
No, hell no.
Nah. Oh, hell no.
No.
When's
Okay,
that game?
would you say 5 would be on the level of 4 in regards to difficulty?
We don't know anything to judge that or not yet.
I think
But
more
going
likely
off-
it would be like
We would just be
Apocalypse.
guessing.
That's what I'm saying,
Probably,
yes.
yeah, going from 4 and 4 Apocalypse.
We got a super chat from Sebastian 003 Peru. I'll take that bet. Oh, Riku.
Yeah, hold
What,
on to it.
that'll be the that I said it will be the biggest Shin Megami Tensei in regards to sales. Yeah,
Yeah.
$20 PSN code. We'll be here.
Boy.
Better be here. Watch it happens, and then he's not even in the
Oh.
stream. Like, what was his name? I'm writing this down.
Bro,
So,
he
uh,
doesn't have a YouTube icon. You never see it again after this.
In like 30
Sebastian
episodes.
003.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna
wait.
be on HPMP podcast 99. Shin
And
Megami
every
Tensei
single
5.
episode, he's gonna say, "Hey, is Sebastian in the chat?"
Yeah, just go ahead and do that to remind us.
Oh man. So, did everybody here get Persona? Get
Oh,
Persona 4?
oh wait,
going?
wait. Sebastian says he's siding with Riku. So he thinks it will sell well.
Oh, he's on my side. Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
So he
But
wants
Riku-
to give you a $20 PSN code.
It'll sell well. We'll see what people think of the game in regards to how dark it is or where the difficulty, is.
Okay, so I wanted to get back to Persona, but like I'll say for the difficulty, they'll try to do like something like Fire Emblem. They'll probably add like a casual mode, something like that.
Phoenix mode.
Probably.
Yeah.
Could see that.
Something
When
like
you
that.
white out, you have the option to revive yourself for free.
It's gonna be like Persona 5's easy mode, of course.
There's an easy mode to 5? But it's already easy.
Royal has one, yeah.
What happens?
You just don't die if the boss kills you. You just come
Huh?
right back full life. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know about that.
Your whole team rev, baby.
Yeah, and Wait, correct me if I'm wrong. Can't you not change difficulties if you pick the easiest one?
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
so, but it's good for if you just want to run through the story and don't want to like have to get
I remember
killed.
I remember my friend did that. He played it on his first Persona game, and the fact that he was tearing through everything like wet tissue, he was like, "Damn, I wish I could change it to at least normal."
Yeah, on normal I was doing that, just tearing through everything. Until I got to freaking Okumura. That was a bit of a problem. But yeah,
Yeah, they
Persona.
made this boss fight harder.
Yeah. So yeah, Persona 4 Golden on PC. Did everybody get it or not? It was only $20.
See, I would have, but I played Golden somewhat recently.
Like how is
This
some?
was 3. If this was 3 portable, I would have got it, but I just don't want to play Persona 4 again so soon.
Okay. Alright.
And get
4
it.
years ago for me, baby. We're ready for round 2.
Hold up, Pelvin,
When
you
did-
didn't get it?
No, why
Why-
would I get it? I have so many games right now.
Oh
I
man.
have
had
Dragon Quest 8, I have Dragon
subscribers
Quest
for
9,
that.
I have Dragon Quest 11, I have Valkyria Valkyria Chronicles 4. I have so many games right now. I don't have time for Persona 4 right now.
You ain't gotta support Persona 4. It's only $20. Like, come on now.
Shadow, she's got subscribers for that.
Oh man.
I have so many games right now. Like I don't have the time for I've played Persona 4. If I want to play Persona 4 again, I can pop out my
What, your 3
No.
generation old console?
That's right. Sure
Wow.
can.
She's the one that remember.
What are you
She's the one
talking
that.
about? I play
she's the one that goes
Suikoden.
back.
I'm playing Breath
Exactly.
of Fire. I'm playing, you know what I mean? What are you talking about? Are you new to my channel?
A little
She
You've
bit.
been watching my
continues-
videos?
She's doing what I won't do.
I'm
She
playing
still
Final
has her
Fantasy VIII.
she still has the
Nine.
PS3 turned on. Like
Yeah, I still got my PS3 turn. I'm playing Rogue Galaxy. What do you want?
First of all, you can play Rogue Galaxy on PS4.
you can,
I
but
sold my
but-
PS3.
I mean, but it's still a PS2 game, is my point. You know, it's still a PS2 game, no matter how you slice it.
I think her point is she still has her old consoles and she has the games on them. Because like I said, I tell her, man, I really don't want to pull my PS3 out to play Tales of Grace's F.
Nobody
But
does.
that's the thing.
Okay.
That's only
Y'all wrong.
no. It's not Tales of Grace's F's fault. It's the fact that it's on an old console that I don't want to play, and that's how everyone I guess is treating the Vita. They don't want to play it on something. They want to play on something that's modern.
Oh, let me ask. Real quick. Let me ask the chat real quick. How many of y'all still got y'all old consoles hooked up? I want to
I
know.
should.
in the chat.
Okay, I got my PS2 hooked up, but it's on HDMI, so I can stream.
To me, hooking up old consoles is like a first world problem. It's like, who cares? Just plug it in and play. Like, I don't understand the issue.
Like, especially
one
with a Sony console, it's the same wires. Just swap the console out. There's nothing hard about it.
I'll swap the cables. Just pull it
Yeah.
out of one and stick it into the next.
Yeah.
I understand that, but first of all, I don't even have a working DualShock 3 anywhere.
At
I mean,
some
I
point, I decided that I was going to have 5 consoles I could just plug in, turn on, and I could just stream from any of them.
Mm.
But at some point, I decided I wanted to like minimalize that. And now I just have PS2, PS4, and Switch.
Wow, a lot of people really do have their old consoles hooked up. Holy shit.
Yeah, because like, it's not that hard to do.
A lot of
Unless,
people
like,
with
you have a
splitters
backlog.
get it with the program.
That's what I'm saying. It's the epitome of a first world problem. You pick up one console, unplug it, and you plug another in.
Yeah, see, that's
I don't
like,
understand the
I
big
got see
deal.
my PS3 is in the closet. I don't feel like going in the
You
closet,
go get
grabbing
it out
it,
the
closet.
taking out the PS4, putting it in.
Oh
It's
my
like, it's annoying.
God.
I don't want to do
Come on,
that.
Shadow.
Like, come
Shadow,
on,
you
man.
can
man.
It
get
ain't that
it
hard.
my
I think-
splitter and literally just turn it on.
I also think the thing with Shadow is I think to some degree he's similar to BG, where he kind of wants there may be old games on there that he still wants to play, but he would like to play them on his modern
Hardware.
and with
See, that's
higher.
fine. That's fine, but would that stop you from playing an entire game, though? It's like, oh, I
So
can't play
for
this.
these
My
guys,
thing is in my
yeah.
closet. Nope,
For
can't
these
do
guys,
it.
yeah, it will. Yeah, I guess
Does
that's what a
BG
divide
even
is.
Play games?
Oof.
Oh man, damn.
Who was that directed towards?
Me, a BG, like he doesn't play
Oh.
RPGs.
No, but he's done that with other old games where it's like he said he won't play them, Unless he'll play them if they get remade and put on modern consoles.
Shion has it right. I will double dip. I'd rather double dip than hook up with an old console. Honestly.
Jesus.
You are a special kind of person, Shadow.
All right, I'd rather double
Shadow
dip.
makes too much money.
So, yeah.
Shadow, I gotta disagree with that one.
And why Resident Evil 4 continuously comes out, they love people like Shadow.
Resident Evil 4 PS5 edition.
Quintuple dip and whatnot.
No.
I'm about to triple dip. No, I'm about to quadruple dip on Grand Theft Auto 5. It's sad.
Jesus.
No.
GTA 5?
Rockstar knew what the fuck they were doing when they said, "Hey Sony, I know you're about to release the PlayStation 5, but let us show GTA 5 before you show anything, because we know people like Shadow are gonna pick it up once a fucking again."
But you have it on PC. That's literally the best way to play it. There is no other better version of GTA 5.
Like, why would you get it on PS5?
Why would you get it again?
When your PC can probably do what the PS5 does, but better.
Because it's on a newer
Yo,
console.
No.
You really have time for GTA 5 anyway? Do you
That's
really
true.
have time?
Yeah, you got a point there. Well, maybe I'll play online a little bit, but that's about
Shadow, your PC is by definition a newer console. Just get newer parts.
No, hold up. Shadow, you gotta DM me how much you make in a year. Because if you make this much money to be able to buy GTA 5 this many times, bro, we gotta talk. We gotta talk about your future and investing in a home.
Oh, man.
All right, since we're talking about PS5 or GTA 5 going to the current gen or the next gen, let's roll right into the reveal. The PS5 has dropped. Well, not dropped, but
I wish.
we
Brick
got the
Wi-Fi
console.
adapter.
We know what it looks like, and they had their little reveal event. So first off, for everybody should know I'm getting digital edition. I ain't no physical person. All right?
Really?
Oh,
I'm actually a bit surprised, I will admit.
that's nasty.
I'm actually kind of surprised by that too, because let's say they did release Persona 6, right, on PlayStation 5. Aren't you the type of guy to buy it multiple times?
Yeah, but like Persona 5 Royal, I bought that digitally and I haven't looked back.
Yeah, but that's Persona 5 Royal. What about Persona 5 Vanilla? How many copies of Persona 5 Vanilla did you have physically again?
Yeah, I rather not disclose that information anymore.
Well, all we know is that
Wasn't it like 4
two or
copies?
more. It was like 2 or more. The point is, when Persona 6 comes out, don't you think you'll probably do the same thing? Or want to do the same thing?
Like the urge will be there, but like the need won't be.
How about this? If they release a Persona 6 collector's edition, right? You're gonna first of all, you're gonna buy it.
Absolutely.
But within that collector's edition comes a physical version of the game. You have a digital. You won't even be able to play the game that you bought this collector's edition for, meaning that you have to buy it again digital. No?
Regardless.
I guess, yeah, true. I have no problem with that because it's Persona.
Of course.
This is the whole man race SpongeBob. That's not
Shadow,
He's saying that he will literally have a copy of Persona 6 that he'll never play.
Absolutely, I do. I have like 4 copies. No, I'm sorry. I have another copy of Persona 4 that I will never play. No, Persona 5. I'm sorry.
my man, stop.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But I guess that's what a lot of people are going to have to take into consideration going into next gen, is that when a collector's edition does come out, unless these companies say that we have 2 collector's edition, one with the physical and one with a code within it, and then everything else, they're going to be buying physical copies of games they can't even fucking play.
that's true. But like I said, I'll only do that for Persona, the next Persona game. That's the only time I will do that for. That's it.
Yeah,
Nothing else.
that's for you.
Yeah.
See,
So,
one reason why I could never do digital only consoles because I like to have options.
I for me personally, Amazon still be getting some good ass sales, man.
I mean, like, yo,
You know?
okay. Listen, this is gonna sound completely out of pocket, but I'm gonna say this: I'd rather have the game digitally, so I don't have to change the freaking disc every 10 seconds. And I'll pay a little bit more for that convenience. I'm sorry, I'd rather be that way. All
You
right.
said the epitome of first world problems was switching your console. No, that is that right there is above it, right there. He doesn't even want to switch games.
Shadow, the thought of touching the disc to switch the console? What kind of peasant nastiness?
This man Shadow order delivery food. They knock on the door. He said the door's open. Can you come in and come set the pizza down on my table?
What do you mean? My delivery guy today just set the food down on the deck and left it there. I was like, damn, so you could have walked over and took my KFC. Literally, he just like left and waved, and I was like, thanks.
Yeah, he's probably under that contactless.
Yeah, that's what
I
it
know.
is. But it was nice. 'Cause, like,
Uh,
I was
It
waiting
was
at
nice
the
to
door.
just open the door and see my food on the floor
And
and
a
No,
a
no,
cat,
no,
standard
listen.
smile on my face.
and a
I
cat
wait
eating
in
away
front
at
of
it.
the door. I wait
Oh,
in front
okay.
of the door, so I already
Isn't that-
knew he
isn't-
was there.
isn't that
I
a-
saw him pull in, and then
Isn't that a bit
he
awkward?
set it down. No, because I'm creepy, and I'm just like,
Oh, creepy.
Because I'm creepy. And I'm
But then I
because I'm
no, I
stealthy.
pretend to
What
walk
even?
up to the door, even though I know he's there. So I'll like put myself like halfway through the house if I can see he's coming up the stairs. It's so
Yo,
fucked up.
Gabby's creepy, yo.
So hold
Could you
on,
imagine
guys. Hold
grabbing-
on. We got a super chat from Sebastian again. Let's thank Shadow for wishing for a JRPG. DS. See, I'm the only one out here wishing for JRPGs. But yes, I would definitely rather have a digital console than having anything physical. Because here's the thing. Like I said, like I'll be watching some television shows and I'll be like, oh, I have this thing on Blu-ray or DVD, but then I gotta get up and actually
Oh my
grab
God.
the Blu-ray and DVD. I'm like, oh man, you know the last Blu-ray I brought was Dragon Ball Broly, and I was so glad it came with a digital code. So now I even gotta put it in.
What even? Someone get their mans.
Did you say you bought a Blu-ray and it came digitally?
Yeah, it came with a digital code, so now I
Why
got no
would you
reason.
buy a Blu-ray?
Wait, does it have this? Does it still have it physical in there? They just gave
Yeah,
you a code along.
Yeah, they gave me a code along with it. So like I got
That's
no
cool.
reason to ever put the disc inside the PS4 ever.
They did that for people like, you know what it is? Whoever is in charge of like okaying that idea is exactly like you. They're like, I'm doing this for the people like me, and they did it for you.
So
They know you're out there.
so what's everybody else getting? Everybody's getting the physical edition, I'm assuming, because you guys
I
are
like
just
the
crazy.
physical one personally because I know at the end of the day, if I ever wanted to like get rid of games or trade them in, at least I have that option. If I go digital only, I can
You're
basically
screwed.
do nothing. I can only get a certain amount of income from that, but I can play the system and play EV games because I know how to do that, and I can make the most money for what I have, or I can just like put it towards pre-orders of new games.
Yeah, I just don't want to miss out on. There were a few games this generation that I saw on Amazon, fucking 19.99, or this is a sale that you will
Is this
never see on
Canadian
the
or
PlayStation
American?
Store. American.
Okay, so that
But,
would be $29.99 Canadian, probably.
True, but let's say you saw that game on the PlayStation Store and it's $59.99 and it's never went on in 3 years. That $29.99 is looking mighty tasty if it's a game that you've been wanting to play. You know?
If I want it, I just buy it.
True.
Is
But
it?
for cheap motherfuckers like me,
Yeah, that sounds like broke boy talk right there, Rico.
That sounds like a you problem.
Bruh.
oh wow.
Shadow.
So people don't care about discounts. No wonder you guys are Nintendo fans, buying everything full price 5 years later.
Listen, the
I will
only
say
game.
though, I will say the plan is to not buy it when it first comes out because I know it's going to be incredibly expensive. I think that, in my opinion, we should boycott Sony and just not buy it when it first comes out. There's nothing I saw, to be honest, nothing I saw from
Oh,
the
dang, Gavin.
PlayStation thing that made it look like I should buy it day one. I was like, there's no game worth doing. Like, there's no RPGs. Why would I buy it?
See,
Boycott.
the only exclusive that they showed was like Horizon Zero Dawn 2, and I waited until Horizon Zero Dawn 1 was $10 before I bought it, so I am in no rush.
Wait,
See?
let me
And
just
Blake,
look
would you
at my
call
list.
yourself a cheap motherfucker?
Yes!
Well, there
I only buy physical games because I get my employee discount on them.
But what
Let
I'm
me
saying is that there's a
clarify
lot
my
of people.
statement.
Okay, go ahead. You have the floor.
So there's Ghostwire Tokyo, Demon Souls Remake, Resident Evil Village, 13 Sentinels, I just remember that's PS4, so it doesn't matter. And that's like it, and like maybe Stray. That's it. So it's like, why would I buy it day one? There's no reason to that. Especially if there's a chance it's gonna be $600 Canadian, or actually $600 US, which would be like
No,
Oh, God.
that's got to be a placeholder price on PlayAsia,
Yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine?
or at least for an import one.
$5.99 USD. Let's just see. In theory, that would be 816 Canadian dollars. If it
That-
was $5.99.
That would be a hard pass. So hard pass for me.
Yeah, no, that's like you could buy like you could build a computer for that price,
Yeah,
I'd
pretty
render
much.
at a higher performance.
like a budget computer, but still.
I know this is the JRPG podcast, but remember, I recently got into JRPGs like a couple of years ago. So I was literally playing everything else prior to JRPGs. So there was a decent amount of things that appealed to me, like Ratchet and Clank, the Demon Souls remake, Horizon, and what was the fourth game? It was 4 games that I liked. That
Resident
I saw.
Evil,
I'm not a Resident Evil person. I want to get into it though, because
Spider-Man, probably.
Oh yes, there we go, Spider-Man. That was the game. Yes.
Wow.
Jeez.
That's how I
Damn,
feel
Gab.
about those games.
What did Spider-Man do to you?
Spider-Man's a fun
How did
game.
in your cereal?
It's not
just like
it's not a JRPG. That's why.
I've
So-
said this before in previous podcasts. I don't really care about superheroes, or like I just find them all boring. They're all the same thing. They
Aw,
all just
man.
they have oh here's my cool power, bro.
Do you,
Oh,
do you
have a
not do you
cool
not
power,
watch
bro.
My Hero? So you do not like My Hero Academia?
That was my next question.
It's okay.
Oh, here we go.
It's not the best. It's not the best anime ever, and I get tired of watching it because every episode is like, oh, it goes right at the end, and I'm like, no, bad things need to happen.
Break somebody's leg.
All right, so
Break
so
his arms.
So let's go
Break
around the
his
room
leg.
real quick. Let's just see if everybody's getting the PS5 day freaky one. Blake, are you out here gonna buy PS5 day one?
On the conditions that its price point is reasonable, and I have disposable income.
Okay.
The
Riku?
latter is unlikely.
Yes.
Oh,
Just
okay.
plain and simple. Yes.
Nice.
I'm there.
Pelvic?
Nope.
All right. Gab?
Ha, fuck that.
She just said workout 30.
Bao?
I have a PC, so no.
Oh, wow. Okay. And Sosuke? Sosuke?
No.
Oh, no.
So everyone in chat, there's actually a poll to see what chat wants to do for
Listen,
PS5 stuff.
I would buy a PS5 day one if it came with at least one JRPG. You gotta give me at least one JRPG. And no,
That's what I mean.
Demon Souls don't
I'll tell
count.
you,
All right.
I was gonna say I kind of wished that Blue Point's announcement wasn't Demon Souls and it was a Legend of Dragon remake. Because that was like the second biggest rumor behind the Demon Souls remake that they were working on. They're like, we know it's a first party that Blue Point is working on for Sony, but we don't know what it is. And the two biggest, guesses were Demon Souls and Legend of Dragon. I wish it was a Legend of Dragon remake. So if it was a Legend of Dragon remake and it looks like everything you wanted, Shadow, would that be a yes for you or an
Oh
still
yeah,
no?
absolutely. That would definitely be like I would definitely get it day one. We got some super chats. Ace Breaker says I'm riding that Sony pony day one. Oh my god.
Oh.
Go to your second form cell.
Y'all need
Never
Jesus.
again. Never again.
Oh my goodness. So for the people that said no, Pelvic, what's it gotta take for you to get out there day one?
We already know this. Yeah, Yoko Taro needs to come out there and drop his dick on the table and be like, "I'm here, baby."
My God.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my
I
goodness.
would have bought it day one. Particularly if it was a new Nier game. If it is the kind of remaster remake, we don't really know exactly what it is, but if that was coming out, I mean I don't know if I'd still buy it day one, but it would make me more excited to buy it. Right now there's nothing.
$800.
Potentially.
$800 is the price point?
Potentially.
That's the
like
placeholder
$5.99
right now.
That's $5.99 USD to Canadian, and actually it's
Oh, okay,
$8.16
yeah.
to be honest.
Okay, all right, America. Okay, so $500. I mean, Yoko Taro's dick is worth more than that. So
Oh my god.
Wait a minute.
A subpar rider dick is worth more than that.
I swear to
Okay.
God,
Here
Val.
we go.
So you missed it. We were talking about you, and I was like, no, Val's been on my good side. Val's been very nice to me lately.
If you want
Now
something.
you want to start shit. So I swear to God, if you want to start this, we can go.
I
She's
always
got her-
be
she's got her knife.
It's
Her-
not my
I-
fault you take this
like,
personally.
listen,
It's all about
oh my
me
God.
and my dislike of Yoko Taro and
Let me-
everyone else riding his dick for no
So hold
reason.
on,
when
we
this
got
game
another
isn't
super
that
chat.
good.
Hold on, we got another super chat. Demon Souls counts, and you know it. Demon Souls is not a JRPG. We all know.
No.
it.
JRPG.
Here's
I'm not
It's a
getting into it.
I have one thing to say though
RPG.
before we get into that.
I definitely
in
do
the
consider
straw
it good.
poll, it says, "Are you comping PS5 day one?" Yes, 20%, and hell nah is 80%. So a lot of people actually aren't. But that's a good thing because we could potentially see a price drop in the fact that it's not selling. That's why I'm saying boycott PS4 or
Yeah,
5.
you keep going from 0 to 100.
I know.
See, that's just this chat though, like, cause we're all like a JRPG focused area. Actual like hardcore gamers, like I've gotten 85 calls today alone. People asking me if they can pre-order the PS5. You know, Sony's not
Yeah.
going to be hurt in the slightest.
Yeah, okay, tell me this, Gabby. If it was at that unreasonable price, right, and it had a couple games that you really wanted, would you pay for it?
It would probably take me a while to save for it. It wouldn't be something I would just go.
What happened to
that.
what happened to that?
It's
Sounds like a you problem financially.
It's $800, bro. If you work
Add it
retail,
like that,
that ain't
Gabby.
shit. That's like one paycheck.
These are your favorite games of all time,
The kids
Gabby.
have to eat. The kids have to eat.
All right. So what? Is the only game that honestly really interests me. There's no JRPGs, but the only game that honestly interests me was Tokyo Ghostlight. But
Ghostwire.
Ghostwire. I'm sorry. All right. I'm sorry. It wasn't a JRPG. It was relevant in my eyes. But yeah, that was the only one. Maybe Resident Evil 8, but Resident Evil 8 keeps switching it up every 10 seconds, and I don't really care what current Resident Evil is.
Werewolves.
So I got a question. How does Nier is considered a JRPG, but not Demon Souls?
Is Code
'Cause they're
Vein
both-
considered a
Because
JRPG?
I would consider them both action RPGs. No,
They are.
I mean, I consider one of them art, yeah.
I mean, in Demon Souls,
No.
you have your armor, stats. I mean, and
So there are action RPGs and there are action games with RPG elements.
Talk
For
to him,
example, like Bayonetta to me is an action game with RPG elements because I believe you can level up like certain moves of hers, right?
Yep.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean? But
but-
I don't look at Bayonetta and be like that's an RPG or an action RPG. So I
That
think
is- that is
so
true.
I think there's just kind of how it's really hard to quantify. Like, okay, if they have more than 3 RPG elements, then they're technically an RPG. Like, who writes the rules? Fucking not me. But like, it's just
I understand. Oh, sorry. Continue.
No, I mean that's more or less it.
I understand where you're coming from, but in regards to that example with Bayonetta having RPG elements, as far as I know, Bayonetta doesn't have like a base level that you can level up just her stats, correct?
Correct.
What about in Nier?
In Nier, no, you have levels. You are like level 1. You're level this. You're level that.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing in a Souls game.
Okay, I've never played a Souls game, so I wasn't saying. I was just saying there's a difference of like.
No, I completely
So,
understand that.
I've never played a Souls game, so if Souls games do that, then yeah, welcome aboard the action RPG train. Then,
We got a super
Even-
chat from Stan E. I don't know if we gotta do super chats at the end because they kind of interrupt the conversation, but I gotta read them as soon as they come in for now. Let us say in 2 years they release a PS5 Pro. Should we wait? I guess. But then it's gonna be more expensive, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for real.
At that point, the regular PS5 would have dropped in price, and then that's the one I guess you would be, trying to go after.
Yeah.
And at that point, you probably would have a JRPG on there.
Yeah, by that.
So-
I don't know
point,
which
yeah.
one.
About the
Or-
comparison to like Nier Automata, let's say, and Dark Souls, I think like if you think about it, Dark Souls is just like you go from boss to boss. There's no there is side quests, but like you have to go out of your way to do them, and they're not actually like thrown out in your face like, oh, here's what to do. Here's the side text or whatever. Nier has that as well as like, I don't know. You can change the chips and stuff, so you can kind of customize what your character's abilities are going to be in a sense like that.
right. That's what
the-
lends it to more as an RPG.
Yeah, that's
All
what
that
I'm trying to
stuff
say. Yeah.
I don't know. Souls actually does have a decent amount of side quests. Not a lot, but it has a decent
But what I'm
amount.
saying is you playing through it as a beginner would not even realize that these were side quests. You would probably
I
walk
would-
past them.
I would say that's just the game being, its own thing, but that I don't think that alienates it from an action RPG. Like literally, if you look up any place that deems Demon Souls what genre it is in, they all say action RPG.
I'm considering Nier more of like a JRPG.
I mean,
For
they're
me
both made in
personally,
Japan, so
I just don't consider Dark Souls a JRPG based off of kind of aesthetic. It doesn't aesthetically look like a JRPG.
It doesn't look like anime, so therefore it doesn't have titties, so therefore it's not JRPG.
I mean, like, I don't know,
Blake.
aesthetically.
Tell 'em.
Aesthetically, I don't know.
Demon Souls is I'm deeming Demon Souls is the Souls genre is a JRPG.
Yeah, the Souls genre is definitely JRPG, RPG, whatever have you. I wouldn't personally consider it. It doesn't excite me to play a Souls game at all.
Well, technically, it does have one. You guys just aren't interested in that franchise.
Yeah, true. Plus, it's an old game.
Wow.
What is that?
Oh, no, damn. You literally just said.
Parasite Eve is an old game. It's not a JRPG. Breath of Fire, old game, not a JRPG. Final Fantasy, I don't know, 1 through, 7. Old game, 7, 8. Old game, they're not.
This is a better example. This is Demon Souls, a remake, right? He says it's an old game, but we just finished talking about the fact that he said he was willing to pay for PlayStation 5 if Legend of Dragon remake was a thing.
That's a different case. Like Legend of Dragon
my
came
God.
out like
No,
a
no,
while ago,
no.
all right?
No,
Hold on,
no,
it's a
we got
remake.
it.
Hold on,
No,
it would be a remake,
No.
okay?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
this is like a remaster.
But
No.
this is a remake. No, this is a re. Oh my lord.
Have
you
you
are so
seen the
far up your own
screenshot?
ass right now. It's
Oh,
unreal.
God, here we go.
no.
Oh my god.
Blue Point only makes remakes, my guy. They're the best at this.
Why am I looking at like Google searches right now and they're all saying remaster? What's up with that?
Because they're idiots. Everybody knows that anybody with a brain knows that this Demon Souls is a remake.
The technical definition of a remake is for something to be rebuilt from the ground up. So I'm just saying, it's technically a remake.
All right.
They did the same thing with Shadow of the Colossus, the Shadow of the Colossus remake.
Yeah, even though they didn't add the new colossi that were cut from the game originally,
I
it was still a
know.
remake.
Yeah.
I know.
Blue.
That hurt me.
So
the
all
end of the
they're
game.
so all they're doing is just remaking the graphics. Is that what they're doing?
As far as we know.
And that's a
You know,
remake.
in my
Yeah.
eyes, that's considered a remake more than fucking Xenoblade.
Ah man, Xenoblade is definitely a remaster.
What
I'm
the
just
fuck
saying.
is? I'm not getting into it.
What?
I'm not
Okay.
getting. Nope. We're not getting. Nope.
Again,
That's
again.
bait. That's bait. Don't touch it, y'all. Walk away.
We talked
It's
talked
fucking
about it,
bait. It's a
we
fucking
talked
bait.
about this last
Nope.
episode though.
Nope.
Anyway, point is, Demon Souls is a remake. Demon Souls is a JRPG, and you guys just wanted something different. That's all.
All right, fair enough. So anything more about the PS5 that you guys are interested in besides the price point? Because we all know it.
Besides the fact that it looks like a router. What is ugly? Really?
Ah.
It's
No, you know what
hideous.
I think? No. I think the PS5 is ahead of its time because it does look very futuristic and whatnot. So
You know what
I
else?
think. Also,
So did the PS3 prototype controller.
You know what else was ahead of its time? The Vita, and look where it got that.
oh my lord.
Yeah, but we're talking about from an aesthetic standpoint. I remember when I first saw the PlayStation 4, I was like, "What the fuck is that burnt ice cream sandwich chocolate thing?" And then I'm sitting here like, PS4 looks fine now. I think people just need to get used to it. I think it's one of those things. Go ahead.
No, I agree. No, I agree
Yeah.
with everything that you
Remember-
just said. I think it looks fine. I think everybody is just, again, right now it's the hot topic, so everyone's, making fun of it, pop
Mhm.
collars. You see
Exactly.
Seto Kaiba is now part of, you know what I mean? Showing pictures of their routers in between, like, 2 envelopes and shit like that,
The same-
Look, it's a PS5.
You remember what happened with PlayStation 3 when everyone first saw that? It looks like a George Foreman grill.
It did look like a grill.
No, I'm not saying
I
it
was
didn't.
not
But
around
what
for
I'm
those
saying,
jokes.
but what I'm saying is that people got used to the play.
It never stopped looking like a grill, Rico. I don't know what to tell you.
No, I'm not saying that it didn't. I'm saying people got used to it. It's. I would compare it to when you first saw that in Dragon Ball, the next major villain is a big pink-looking motherfucker called Majin Buu. You couldn't take him seriously, and then he beat everybody's ass. And then we got used to how Majin Buu looked. Nobody
So
complains
you think
about
the
Majin
PS5
Buu.
is going to be out here beating ass?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, as far as power, as far as they're saying, yeah.
What moron decided to make it white though?
I think
we need a black PS5.
I think that's obviously they're gonna have a black PS5, but I think they just wanted to do something different. For
But
the
they couldn't
longest.
even make it all white. They couldn't even do that. They still had to put black on it. It's like
No, but that's their colors though. Their colors are black, white, and blue. I mean, on play.
I think it looks
PlayStation.
I'm
good.
looking at my PlayStation's like I only see black and blue here.
It
My
looks
my
good. It looks
PS4
sweet.
is white and black and yellow.
Let's say the
I
first.
mean,
I
Wait,
have the
piss on
regular
it?
one.
What do you do?
So.
When you say it's always black, the first PlayStation, its color was, gray, and then its
Gray.
alternate color was white. It was.
I didn't own either of those.
Well, I mean that doesn't change the fact that their first color was gray and their second color was white. And then when PlayStation 2 came around, main color was black, and then PlayStation 3, it was initially supposed to be silver. Remember, it was initially supposed to be
Oh,
silver,
yeah, that's right.
and then they
True.
swapped it to black. So now,
And then PlayStation
Somewhat
4
of a
black.
yeah, PlayStation 4 black. So I think they're just trying to change it up a bit. And I don't
I
mind
don't like
that.
it.
So real quick, let's go around the room real quick and see where everybody thinks of the look overall. Sosuke, what do you think?
It's that, like, it's not the worst console ever designed, but it's pretty bad. This really feels like a rough draft design that they threw together in like Unity and was like, here you go. This is the PS5. Enjoy.
All right, Bao.
I genuinely think it's ugly, and I'm not like I keep saying it looks like my old router, and people think I'm just trying to make a joke. I literally had an old router that looks like this, and I can't unsee it. And also, it's just not an appealing design with the way it's shaped and the color combination.
All right, Gab.
Digital one looks better. It looks like garbage. I wish they would have just picked one color and stuck with it. Yeah, it looks like shit.
Pelvic.
Man.
I think it looks just fine. I do like the digital design a little better because it's symmetrical. But I think it looks fine. I think it's ahead of its time, and I think it looks very futuristic.
All right, Riku.
I agree with what she said. I do think it's a little hypocritical of Gabby to say that they should have chosen one color, which is gray, red, and blue. 3 colors, just PlayStation 5. And, I mean, from a design standpoint, Switch, I mean, it doesn't look all of that appealing. It's just a handheld and a kickstand. But I mean, I think it's ahead of its time too. I think people are going to get used to it and it's going to be fine. Doesn't look like a fucking refrigerator, people. And let's talk about the fact that everyone is making fun of it for it being a router. First of all, if you look at some of these routers, whoever is designing some of these routers are very, I would say, creative people. So in my opinion, saying that it looks like a router, I think is a compliment, because some of those routers out there, they look far cooler than they ever should look for a damn router.
Riku, take the Sony dick out your mouth for just
No,
a second,
how
please.
about you stop hating on Sony? How about that? Maybe it has something to do with that. Maybe you're just hating. You really think that the Switch, from a design standpoint, looks sexy?
It looks like a toaster. And with that being said, all I hear right now is raw,
Toasters are
raw,
sexy.
raw, because the Sony dick is in your mouth.
No, it's not though. I say this. Oh, here we go. Jesus Christ. Whatever. Point is, it is what it is. You know.
All right. Blake, what do you think?
I mean, I'm not a fan of the black and white. I want just solid black.
Thank you.
Black Lives Matter going.
What we've been doing
Yeah,
for
yeah.
years.
But I mean, if this is the only color at launch, I mean, I'll sell it. But I ain't gonna buy it. I mean, it's the Wi-Fi router beams are funny, but like, I don't know. It's just and the USB ports are such a weird spot. And why does the top glow blue? Like, y'all are trying to do so much here.
It makes sense though, because every other console has like the blue light on it, pretty much.
I think we're being far too picky with this.
The most common thing that I can see happen with this is like a family owns this. It falls, or somehow the dog hits it, or either way, those little top fins are gonna snap right off.
I'm not saying that this design is perfect now. Like I'm sitting here sucking off Sony. I'm not saying that I don't have issues with this. In my opinion, I agree with her, Lady Pup, when she said that the digital version looks better because it's more symmetrical. The disc side of it, when you lay it down, horizontally, which they kind of didn't show us because you would assume that majority of people would have it laid down horizontally. The disc.
Why would you assume that? That's cute.
But the thing is, the disc area would be at like the bottom left corner of your console. I personally think that that's a very odd spot to have your disc when usually, it's either in the middle of a console or, at the top you pop open. I think that's a little odd to have it there.
So I got something to say.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
So I will say that I think I can be. Fuck, what is the word? What did Riku say?
Hypercritical.
I think we all have the right to be that way when we're paying nearly $1,000 for a console. Also, I went to graphic design school for 3 years, so I feel like I kind of know a thing or two about design and what looks good generally and what doesn't. Personally, I feel like one color would be better. I like having one color set up. That way, everything kind of meshes together. But when they put two colors together, it kind of fucks up, the whole system.
Are you the type of person that when you wear clothes, do you just wear one straight color?
No.
I mean, for me personally, three is the max. Like my favorite colors are black, white, and red. You will always find me red. So when it comes to like even a design of a character or anything like that, 3 is the max. No, I just think 3 is.
That totally is, but you just admitted so you like a 3-color combo. That's bias.
Okay, you like a 1-color combo. I'd say you're biased too.
Hell yeah! I'll wait for my console.
But Riku Pixar didn't happen where those selfies at.
But also, to be fair, I also have the justification of the past 2 generations being black and blue only.
Yeah, Gab, I think you're going a little bit too far when you say the price is going to be like $800. It's not going to be $800. It's good.
It'll be 500 Canadian.
Canadian. Think about that. Canadian dollar is
okay,
so
first
much
of all,
worse than American.
Okay, first of all, that's a you problem, all right? We're talking about the rest of the world that actually matter.
Let's go.
You know what's the new problem? Not having free healthcare.
Think about this way. How much is the PS5? How much is it going to be in Australia?
Probably a lot.
Yeah.
It's going to cost them a whole kangaroo.
2,000.
Right. Gonna have to give up Billy the kangaroo, man. Sorry, Billy. Need that PlayStation 5, buddy. That's my best fucking kangaroo too. Fuck. All right, let me stop.
All right, so I think the console. Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, this looks a little bit weird. It doesn't look all that great. It looks like there's a lot going on with the whole curvature and stuff like that. It's like they were trying too hard to make it stand out. But I'll say this, it's the most unique design PlayStation has ever had because I've never looked at PlayStation consoles and said, God damn, they look great. I've never actually said that.
It was like they look okay. I mean, I would assume from a device creativity standpoint that people that like Nintendo would be, fine with something like this. Does anybody remember the design of a GameCube controller?
The best design? Yes. I do remember that.
I remember when I first saw it, I was like, okay, why is there yellow my controller? Why is the A button so much bigger than all of the other buttons? This just controller looks odd, but guess what? You got used to it. And now you're saying it's one of the best controllers ever.
Got used to it, bro. I picked it up and there was never any problem.
What about the Nintendo 64? First of all, I don't have 3 hands. I don't have 3 hands for a Nintendo 64 controller. Why is the analog in the middle? I was like...
All I'm saying is we were talking about consoles, and then we certainly got the controllers. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying it's a part of it too. I mean,
the only bad thing about the GameCube controller was the D-pad, and that was it.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying the GameCube controller is bad. I'm saying from a design standpoint, if someone handed you that controller, I've never seen anything like this. This looks fucking weird as shit.
You don't. I mean, we had someone leave our group chat over this, but
Wait, what happened?
The great GameCube controller debate. You remember that from a while back?
Nah, I probably blocked out everything that involved.
Oh, I remember now. It was so fucking... It's just a controller. Play video games.
It's just a console. Play the console.
Word. My console could look like a whole steak, and if it has games I enjoy playing, I'm not gonna care.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't really. Like, the only platform that I care about looks is my PC. That's about it.
Word. If my PC looks like garbage, then I
Yeah.
have problems.
Yeah, exactly. I look at my PC, I get a little turned on. But you know, when it comes when it comes to consoles,
Sir.
all right, when it comes to consoles, I don't really care all that much. Yeah, I think that's it for the PS5. We talked about the games, talked about how it looks, talked about the price point. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Any last PS5 thoughts?
That controller battery better be over 30 hours. I'm a flip.
Talking about, you really expecting that much?
That is
From-
my
from-
most
from-
wanted thing.
From
Battery
next
life.
gen, yeah. When did the Switch come out? 2017. I would say shame on Sony if they can at least 30 hours in their 2020 next gen controller when you have the Switch Pro out here with 40, and it's come out years before them. I don't give a fuck what type of technology is in the DualShock. DualSense. They need to have a reasonable amount. I want to be able to turn my control. I want to be able to turn my controller on, play an entire day, and not worry about fucking battery, because that's what I can do with the Switch Pro controller.
I mean,
don't-
hold on
minimum-
one second. Hold on.
minimum of 24
Hold
hours.
on one
Minimum.
second. Time out. So, Riku, you're telling me you have a problem with hooking up your controller
Oh my
and
God.
trying to charge it and play at the same
Boy.
time? Is that what you're saying? Hold on. Is that what you're
man.
saying? Is that a problem for you?
I'm saying when it comes to the DualShock 4, when I have to do it when I have to do it multiple times in a day, it can get annoying.
It can get annoying. Oh, okay,
Especially-
so like if
especially
I had to switch out discs multiple times in a day if I wanted
that-
to play something or watch something, that's not a big deal though.
I would say that you should decide on one thing and play it. No, I understand where you're coming from, and it may sound a little hypocritical, but I think everybody is in the same boat. I would say we need at least a minimum of 24 hours of battery life in this thing. Anything less than that, I would say it's disappointing in comparison to the competition.
Anything less than the Switch Pro is disappointing.
Okay, I haven't been paying too much attention to like the controller features. Do they add anything new to this that would suck up battery life?
Haptic feedback triggers.
Haptic feedback triggers and
What does that do?
and the fact that they don't have the light bar that everyone says that was the biggest battery
Yeah,
drain.
screw the
They
light
have-
bar.
Haptic feedback shadows like how gently or hard you press the controller or the trigger. I mean, it depends on your
if you-
action.
That don't really matter. That don't really matter.
It also means there's a rumble in the sticks. It's really weird, but if you play any Xbox One game, you'll feel it in the controller.
We got a super chat from Night Fury 1507. Replace the black with light blue, and we can definitely say Seto Kaiba designed the PS5.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Seto Kaiba got problems. His freaking ego is out of control. I love it though.
Love
He
it.
has money.
I don't know what they're gonna do with that headset too. Like, I don't know.
So all the accessories they showed off, I was thinking that was gonna like all come in like the console in the box, but I figured
No,
that's probably too
definitely
much.
not.
That's probably too much.
That's definitely not. I'll tell you who will bundle it to
Yeah.
GameStop.
Oh yeah, GameStop absolutely. will.
Again, when the GameStop employees were looking at that reveal and they saw the headset and the charging station and the remote, it's like, oh, we gonna bundle this motherfucker. We
I feel
gonna
like I'm
get
being
these
attacked right now.
motherfuckers.
I'm
Well-
getting attacked.
Blake, were you sitting there being like, oh yeah, I can't wait to sell those bundle?
Listen, bro, you gotta attach, get that GPG, get your UPT, get those pre-orders. How's it going today? Would you have any interest in The Last of Us 2? It's $0 down. We just give you a call as soon as we get it in. We're gonna copy
Somebody
it
kick
right
him from the
for
somebody
you.
kick him from the call.
This man is going crazy.
Bro, I just got off work. The salesman never leaves you.
All right. So yeah, I think that's all for PS5 at the moment. Let's go on to well, it's not a JRPG, but it is a big game coming out soon. The Last of Us. Seems that the embargo lift, and my lord, the game is getting a lot of praise. Jesus Christ, I never thought that game could get so much praise. Riku, I know you're big on Last of Us. Do you think this is just hype?
A part of me wants to say it's hype, but then another part of me is like, I feel The Last of Us has reached a level of critic favor in the same realms as games. And I'm not taking any shots at Legend of Zelda. I'm sure they're all fucking phenomenal. But they are also within the realms of critical favor as well. So I think The Last of Us is just in that also. And also, I also called that it was going to be 96 on Metacritic back in January. I have to tweet.
Goddamn.
So
We got a super chat from Duo Beard. Said Kaiba needs to design a handheld console.
He did. It's called the Dual Disc Duo.
Word.
ooh, he did. Got you there.
Oh my god, he did.
Yeah, he really.
Right.
Yeah,
Except
the
the Kaiba
dual
best
shit.
boy.
I
Mokuba.
forgot. Mokuba
So-
who? We don't talk. We don't even care about Mokuba.
Damn.
Welcome my duty you.
That was his weakness, man.
Yeah.
Mokuba. He ruined Kaiba's, bad boyness for her. Turned him into a little baby.
So
No,
What? Wait, what? You call Mokuba a girl?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I
You
thought you
misheard
said
me.
she. I was like, Mokuba. I swear to God, Mokuba was a little bro. Okay, anyways, continue with whatever we're talking about.
The Last of Us.
Last
Is anybody else gonna get in this game day one?
Nope.
Nope.
Hell fucking no.
I'm not planning on getting it day one, but all right. I didn't like the first game very much. I thought, I hate using the term, but overrated. And seeing
Yeah.
what people have been saying about the second game, I still have no interest, but I want to experience it truthfully just to see if it'll have the same effect on me as everyone else. Because if you've been paying attention, people have been saying, "Oh, this game isn't fun, but it's an experience, and it leaves an impression on you. It makes you feel horrible." And I'm a bit curious to see if this is all just hype, or if a game can really make me feel that.
Question, Bao. Have you seen or read any of the spoilers that apparently have been going around?
Technically, they passed my timeline, but I forgot them, so you might as well say no.
Oh. Yeah, I heard, obviously if you've seen them, they might spoil some of the big moments. But maybe it's one of those things where it's about the execution. But no, I'm with you. I'm willing to see if it's gonna.
Story.
That is debatable and definitely, subjective.
I played the first Last of Us. I thought it was really good, especially for the time. I think it came out 2013. But the graphics were out of this world, especially the animations. Oh man, those were really good. Especially
They
the
got
faces.
Shadow's dick.
I mean, moving trash can simulator, moving plank simulator.
Don't you play Animal Crossing?
Oh.
Oh,
That's a good game though.
I'm just saying,
Don't you play a dead console?
I do play
Oh
that,
my
damn.
but it has
The
games that I
personal
like.
There
effect.
you go.
I thought we were talking about games.
But
Have
yeah.
you
He
all-
doesn't have.
Oh, you mean like trash of Cold Steel?
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
whoa, Gab. Whoa, Gab. Let's dial it back, all right? Let's dial it back. Listen, you can slander anything you want. Hell, you can even slander Persona if you want. But I'll be damned if I'm going to sit here and let you slander Cold Steel, all right?
Whoa.
Wait a
God.
minute.
I mean, we all know Gabby has she has her hot. She said this about probably everyone's favorite game. Her and Pelvic go back at about it with Link's Awakening and what was that, Alliance Alive? I'm sure Gabby has a game for each and every one of us. It's gonna make us a little triggered, but we love you anyway, Gabby. We love you anyway, Gabby. But my point is, different strokes for different folks.
Going back to The Last of Us, have you guys all seen the argument going around about it, about whether a game has to be fun to be amazing or not?
It depends on the type of game it is. I mean, if like Saints Row 4, that game was ridiculously funny. If it wasn't, that would have been a problem for me. But for this one, The Last of Us, its tone, it doesn't need to be fun. The point of it is not to really be fun. It's supposed to be serious and grounded, you know?
I think it's more of, can you enjoy it? It's hard to describe. Can you get enjoyment out of it?
Oh, I see
Wow,
what you mean.
There.
So it's like
So-
me playing Nocturne, and I hated every second of it. And
Right, but did you have fun with that experience?
I give you that. Yeah, I did have fun. Even though I
would
hated
say
it. Fuck
I would say
Nocturne.
this because we kind of had this conversation, a similar conversation to this back when everybody was talking about Death Stranding. If you remember that conversation, it was that everyone was saying that the game was boring and it's not fun. But why are people still liking it? It's kind of in the same realm of there's a difference between fun and engaging, where when you go into a horror movie, you're not going into to have fun. You know you're probably gonna get scarred or scared or whatever the case may be. This is just a different type of emotion.
Personally, I enjoy horror movies.
Yeah, but majority of people, they either stay away from it or they just like the jump scares. They don't really go in there with the same mindset as they would a comedy, that they know that they're going in there to laugh, and have fun. When they go into a horror, they're going to get fucked up. They're not necessarily going in there to have fun, but they're going in there for something else. But they're all under the same umbrella of entertaining at the end of the day. As long as it's entertaining or engaging, it should be fine. But there's obviously different, just like others. There's not one type of food. There's spicy food, sweet food, salty food. So I think it's the same thing when it comes to these different types of entertainment that you can go in and consume with your video games. So this is just in the realms of the same thing like Resident Evil. I mean, I guess some people would consider Resident Evil fun, but some people want to go in there and get scared and get fucked up, and then some people will just stay away from it. We know those people.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
But
Speaking of which, pelvic. Nah, okay.
But the point is that's just not her taste. So I mean, I would say that's the same thing with The Last of Us. The Last of Us, I made this comparison when I was talking about on Twitter. Same thing with Berserk. Berserk is a very fucked up manga, but you go in there knowing that, and you experience that, and you take it for how it is. And it feels that The Last of Us Part 2, at least how they're explaining it, it's the same thing.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it is rated M for mature, so.
Yeah, a game doesn't need to be like quote unquote fun to be good.
I mean, you can have fun. You can have fun with the gameplay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We probably will. At least the people looking forward to it, especially when the multiplayer comes out.
Alrighty. So I think that's all the topics I got for today. We got 2 Discord questions. We'll move on to those, and then we'll call it a pod. But before we get to that, pelvic, I'm gonna ask you every podcast. My offer still stands.
Oh my god.
He probably only remembers that because of what I just. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So pelvic, what do you want? Don't you want a free Bravely Default too? Like.
I do, but free really isn't free here. So.
Okay, wait. What did I miss?
She's giving up something. She's giving up her vanity.
If pelvic plays a horror game, we decide for it to be Resident Evil 2. I will buy her Bravely Default 2 if she plays it, because apparently she doesn't do well with horror games.
That's an easy game right there.
Exactly, that's all I'm saying.
It's not an easy game. You guys are such fucking liars.
Pelvic, you're tough. You have a gun. Point, shoot, problem solved.
Oh my god, but don't you run out of ammo? Like, I'm the type of person who will double tap everything.
Trust me. Just do it for the Bradley default. Do it for the good JRPG.
Man, free pelvic.
I'll just. It's not. As I said, it's not free, and I'll just have to buy it myself. I don't think I could stomach Resident Evil 2.
No,
I don't think I could handle it.
People will talk to me about I'm having money or something like that, but pelvic out here willing to pay $60 for Bravely Default, then get it for free. I don't know. I'm just saying.
No, it's not free. You keep using that X word. That's just not correct, sir.
She's paying
not correct.
She's giving up some.
I am. I'm just not paying in, cash. That's all. So I can't. I'll lose sleep, and I'll just.
That's worth it. It's a couple of days of sleepless nights.
I got a question.
I have nightmares. What's up?
You have. Actually, no. I think I already know the answer. You're fine.
All right. Let's move on to Discord questions. I did see one person in the chat asked about it. I don't have a one got to go for this week. Fortunately, I couldn't prepare one. But yeah, I'll get it next podcast. We'll get to it. I
have a quick idea if you want to do it, but it's like 2, not 3.
Okay, let's hear it.
Either get rid of the PS5 design or the Xbox One design. I mean, Xbox X design.
PS5.
That's
PS5.
easy.
Oh wow.
I mean, you can throw a Switch in there too, I guess, if you want.
PS5.
PS5.
Well, Well, one
I
to
really
like
don't
for
think-
them to redesign completely. Like, okay, I'd probably go with the PS4 honestly.
You mean PS5?
I mean PS5. My bad. PS5 design. Yeah.
I really don't think there's anything that Nintendo can do to make this design better because of how it functions.
Yeah.
So that I would take that one out. Like I said, I don't really have an issue with how PlayStation 5 looks. I think it probably would look a lot better to people if it was laid down horizontally. I think when everyone sees it horizontally and sees it for a while, they're going to be like, this looks like... Honestly, it would. In my opinion, it kind of looks similar to the second version of the PlayStation 3, the first one. If you see, I've seen a few pictures of it horizontally, and it kind of looks similar to that. So I think that's fine. The Xbox Series X, I guess I'll take that one out. But I mean, because it's like, at least when it comes to the PS5, at least as far as we know, can the Series X be even laid?
Yeah, I think it's a tower. It's
vertically
tower.
is literally the only way you have, literally the only way you have to have it, right?
You can probably lay it sideways.
Right? I feel like you kind of have to have it up.
Yeah, because like the fans go up,
Yeah,
right?
because the fans are at the top. So if
Yeah.
you had it horizontally, the fans would be shooting out the side, and I don't think that's how they wanted it.
We got a super chat from DOB. Oh, this is for Pelvic. Do it, Lady Pelvic.
Series X.
Bravely be default 2 is worth it. It'd be worth it.
Is it though? I think if it was a new Nier game, if it was a new Nier game, maybe she would. But
If it was a new Nier game, I'd just buy it
Anything for Yoko
myself.
Taro.
yeah, I was just about to. She's probably gonna buy it herself.
I'll just buy it myself.
Yeah, Yoko Taro told her you can't buy this game until you play RE2. I'm pretty sure
Wow.
Oh, that's a good point.
Wait,
she
what
looked at him
now?
and be like, all right.
Yoko Taro said you can't play this game until you finish Resident Evil.
He wouldn't say that, so I don't have to worry about it.
She's not even entertaining.
No,
She's not even entertaining the scenario.
absolutely not. Why do you even want me to play a horror game? Like, do you guys want to see me cry on camera and just scream and
Yes.
just be
Yes,
miserable?
exactly.
We saw it once with Heavenly Sword, and apparently they want to see that again. With an entire
We
game.
saw it once with Heavenly Sword.
When you got into the swamp area,
Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. You said Heavenly Sword. Okay,
I did say Heavenly Sword, didn't I?
Yeah,
My
you
bad.
definitely did.
you did. Okay, I was like, what are you talking about? Okay, Hellblade
Ninja Theory.
Senua's Sacrifice.
Yeah, Ninja Theory. I got the.
Okay.
the
Yeah,
game.
that I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty funny, and there you go. That should satisfy you guys for like the next 5 years.
Nah, man.
Wow.
So
Don't worry,
Yeah.
Pelvic. I'm gonna get you.
Wait,
Don't worry.
so hold up. You say next 5 years. So what you're trying to say is that within 5 years you'll be ready.
oh my god.
Wow.
You out your damn mind.
Yo,
like,
yo.
It's so it's so uncomfortable. It's so
How
uncomfortable.
did you get through Parasite Eve?
That's a good
Parasite
question.
Okay, no. Parasite Eve wasn't like jump scare horror-y. You know why I got scared about Parasite Eve? Literally, there's only one time I jumped, and that's because a door closed behind me. That's
So are you
what scared
fine
me.
with horror games that don't have jump scares then? Or is that just still a no for you?
It's probably still a no. Because like Parasite Eve, like, see, I like gore, I just don't like horror. So seeing the rat, at the beginning, like mutate into this whatever the fuck it turned into, I was like, this is awesome. Seeing,
That's still horrifying to a degree.
Oh my god, no, I love that shit. Oh my god, we're like,
List of
you
games,
see
that shit's
people.
straight.
That is horrifying.
No, it's not. I mean, it is, but like not in a bad way. Like, like when there was just a whole, auditorium and all these people like melt and turn to goo and like goo comes out of their eyes. I'm like, fuck yeah,
That
let's
was in the
go.
middle.
Okay,
when they
I got a
tried to
question.
do it, That was in
about
the
that.
middle of Central Park.
I got a question
Yeah.
about those demonic rats and them not being horrifying in your opinion. If you were playing and you were fighting those rats that were popping out and running around and doing their thing, that wouldn't be scary to you.
If they popped out of what? Popped out of
They're
where?
popping out of the corners and the vents and biting you in the neck and whatnot.
It depends like how it happens. You know what I'm saying?
I just told you they're hopping out of
picture-
vents and biting you in the neck.
Okay. Let's rewind. It depends how it's like depicted. If it's a quiet space, like Dead Space, for example, if it's like really quiet, and then you hear like
So it's
through
about the
fucking vents.
atmosphere.
Yeah, that shit freaks me the fuck out because it's suspense. But if I'm like, oh, Legend of Zelda has rats coming out of holes, but you see them, they're like little rat things. And you're just like, oh no, you just gotta get what you. That's not scary. You know what I mean? So it's how it's like portrayed and stuff.
So those
It's
rats
as you
can
said.
be portrayed in a way that would make you not want to play it.
Right, but seeing how they are in Parasite Eve, like you see them from like a mile away, and then when you enter battle, the battle theme happens. Like there's no surprise, a battle
Understand.
theme happens. Okay, cool. Like I can telegraph everything. I know what's gonna happen. Now when something just jumps out at me, no, that's not okay. That's not acceptable. We don't do that here. We don't appreciate that here. in
Don't worry,
Pelvic Land.
Pelvic. I'm gonna sweeten the pot with something else, and I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse at this point. All right?
Oh, good luck.
Don't worry
good
about it. Don't worry about it.
luck.
You're gonna have to like buy her a console or some shit.
Yes.
Yeah, are you gonna buy me a PS? Are you gonna buy me a PS5? Come on, sugar daddy, let's go.
Are we
Let's
gonna?
go, buddy.
Are we
Pelvic,
gonna?
do you really want to do this? Do you want to do this, Pelvic?
Do you want to do this?
Do you want to do this?
Hold on,
He's
if I
like-
play, hold on. Let the two people who are making the deal talk, okay?
Oh,
So you're saying you would buy me a PS5. I want a physical edition. Okay, I want a physical edition. And
Here's
then
the
I
thing.
will play Resident Evil 2. Is that the deal that you're trying to strike right now, sir?
There's multiple
Uh-huh.
people here that want to see you play it. So one person probably doesn't have to pay for the entire thing. We could all chip in together.
All right, I
Just
feel like
go.
for a console though, she has to play something like Outlast, like something
she-
like
no,
that
no,
for
no,
It's the
fun.
console. If it's the
Outlast,
console,
that's
if it's the
me.
console, she's playing through the entire game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nah.
Yeah, if it's a console, she's
That
gotta play.
and
this
Resident Evil
entire
7 in VR.
Whoa!
No.
Now you're trying to kill her.
No, yeah, I think that's overkill. I ain't doing VR nothing.
Listen, bro.
No.
All right, we're gonna come back to this, Pelvic. Just so you know, this
Well,
ain't over.
We made
All right,
we made
all right.
progress today. That's
Okay.
all that matters.
All right, so let's get to Discord questions so we can
Wait. We have a super chat from Stan E, and he says, or do you want to read it? I
No, go
just
ahead.
Your podcast.
No, go ahead.
Square needs to remake Parasite Eve, and I couldn't
Yes.
agree more. Oh, we got another one. Oh my God, Duo Beard, Sugar Daddy Shadow. I'm loving this. Swoon her. Swoon me, Sugar Daddy Shadow. Let's go. Let's go. Swoon me with them dollar bills. Let's go.
Oh man, I don't know about that, Sway.
Oh my God, this podcast is fun. I do. You guys are fun. You guys are fun. You're good people.
Oh my
Discord
goodness.
questions. Discord questions.
Yeah, let's get to Discord questions real quick. We got one for Hoodley. He's asking, do you think Wild Arms could make a comeback?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
remember, here's the
advertised
thing.
and marketed, right? Yeah.
Isn't Wild Arms? Correct me if I'm wrong. Please do. Isn't Wild Arms owned by Sony?
Wasn't it on the Super Nintendo at first, or did I miss it?
No.
No, it was on PlayStation 1. It was definitely a
Okay.
PlayStation 1 game. Hold on, Wild Arms. We can Google this. We have.
Yep, right here.
Yeah, the
Wild Arms
technology.
is a franchise developed by Mediavision and owned by Sony Computer Entertainment.
I don't
So,
think it'd make a comeback though. I don't.
well, I don't think it will, but if we're talking about that Sony could push, that would be a good one to do if they decided to do a remake of a turn-based JRPG that they own. Either that or Legend of Dragon. One of those two are definitely good choices.
I think Wild Arms would be. Like, I don't know. Actually, I would think Legend of Dragon would do better than Wild Arms. But I think Wild Arms would appeal. That like.
Oh, yeah. I agree with
just
you.
because it's simpler, Like Dragon
not-
is not an easy game.
They kind of going back to what we were saying earlier. A lot of games are becoming a bit easier than their predecessors. I think if Legend of Dragon did make a comeback, at least when it comes to its its little quick time events, it probably would be a lot more reasonable or easier in a remake than it would be. Or maybe they will have two options, the classic way and the new way. But I think that would work. Another thing you have to take into consideration is that Wild Arms, Sony actually does like Wild Arms a lot in regards to again. Wild Arms didn't they release Wild Arms 3 as a PlayStation 2 classic on the PlayStation 4?
I want to say yeah.
Yes, they did. I own it.
Yeah. They really haven't done that with a lot of games, moving them from PS2 to PS4. That little program that they did, they killed that off quickly. you know. But the point is, they decided to bring Wild Arms as one of the games over there. It's the same with like Rogue Legacy and a few others. I think Dark Cloud and
Yeah.
whatnot. But
Yeah, I was about to say, they did a few. What are you talking about? Wild Arms ain't special.
no, but I mean, there is a lot of PS2 games people did want, like the Xenosagas. We didn't get those, but
Don't remind me.
you know. But it's like they did choose Wild Arms, you know. And then I think all of the Wild Arms they're on the PlayStation Network for you to play. So I mean, they're keeping it somewhat available. So I don't think it's completely impossible for them to like bring it out of nowhere. But they're just focused on that isn't RPGs. So sadly, yeah.
All right, so let's go to our next Discord question from Gaius Eastern Outway. Sorry if I butchered that, my guy. I guess this is for Bao pretty much, or Pelvic, or anybody who's playing Xenoblade that does this. How do you handle all this affinity stuff in Xenoblade? It seems the NPCs switch out depending on the time, and I barely keep up. Any tips?
Is he talking about affinity with towns or between party members?
Looks like NPC.
Good
He said
question.
NPCs.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. I don't keep up with that shit. Are you fucking kidding me?
Like, if you're
Wow.
trying to get like rank 5 or whatever, the only thing I can suggest is honestly using a guide, the wiki.
No. Okay,
Mhm.
okay. This is what I did. So honestly, all you need to do, obviously, do all the quests and then talk to named NPCs. Talk to them, even if they don't have anything above their head. If they don't have like an exclamation point. Talk to them, because what happens is they'll say something like, "Oh man, Susan next door is a stupid bitch and won't lend me some milk or whatever," and then you just kind of like, "Oh, okay." I mean, not like that, but whatever. So and it will spark something. So when next time you like pass Susan, Susan will have an exclamation point, hint showing that like, oh, that you had to trigger something. So talk, and sometimes they'll just say, "Oh man, ever since Susan gave me milk, we became best friends. Thank you." And that may not spark another quest, but it will raise the town's affinity. So talk to NPCs after you do the quest. Talk to them twice, because you never know. I mean, I've talked to like NPCs because I did so many quests, and I was like, why am I not getting more quests? And I went around, I talked to some of these people twice, and I got two essentially affinity raises, if you would. So I didn't use a guide. I just noticed, I was like, oh shit, I have 5 stars. Look at that, I'm awesome. Like, just do the quest. That's it, and talk to every named NPCs. If they don't have the name, if it's just resident or colony 9 resident, don't fuck them. They suck. Yeah, they suck.
Right, you're gonna be doing a lot of running
so-
around talking to named NPCs. Just know that it's not
Very.
fun. It's not.
Yeah. And make sure, like, if you have to speak to someone specific, you can click on their character name, and it'll show what time they are active.
And you
it's
can
very
also,
simple like that.
yeah, exactly. You can also, I think, hit R. What was it on the Switch controller called? The R1 button. You can hit that one and put them on the marker, so a little magnifying glass icon will show you exactly where they are on the map. So that's one of the nice little quality of life features that the game has. Also, I like that. I use
Pretty
it.
much. Toodle said it. Green dots, change time, more green dots. Pretty much. That
Yep.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
And we'll get one more Discord question. We're gonna call it a podcast. From Sergirl Lou. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, bro. Do you think that due to the success of P4G, Atlas could bring Persona 5 Royal on PC, skipping the Switch entirely?
It would behoove them to bring it to the Switch.
Mm.
They just need to bring Persona 5 to PS4. I mean PS5 and Switch. Just PS5, Switch, and PC. Just
Yeah.
like I said earlier, man. Persona 4 Golden opened the floodgates for all of their games to go everywhere now, in my opinion. Just bring everything everywhere.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. Seeing it on Switch would be great too. Them skipping it out on the Switch, why would you do that? You got like a whole
Yeah.
fan base on there potentially, and
Yeah.
Sega, they love sales, so why
Yeah.
not have it on there? I mean,
Idiotic for them.
it would be downgraded like a mofo, but
People don't care about that.
exactly. So, all right. So I think that's the podcast. We're gonna go with the outros now. We appreciate for everybody for coming through. We really do. I appreciate you guys for coming through as well.
Leave a like on the video.
Yeah. Hit the like button. All right. Gab, go ahead with your outro.
Thanks for having me on again. You guys can find me at YouTube, Twitch, Patreon, Twitter at Gabmew. If you want to subscribe, I'm like 5 subs away from hitting 1,030 or something.
Riku?
1 minute. Someone in the chat asked me where to. It's my top 3. There you go, buddy. And yeah, good episode. We got some nice little conversations and debates going on.
Hold on, Riku. Where did you rank it? Because you cut off.
Oh no, it's So what? Final Fantasy 6 is my number 1. Final Fantasy 9 is my number 2, and Final Fantasy 4 is my number 3.
Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here with your fucking list. That's
Oh my
bullshit.
god. I don't know why 559 is on there. Blake, go ahead with your outro.
6 is better than 9, but whatever.
Wow. Okay. Oh wow.
Well, thank you for having me, Shadow. It was a great podcast as always. We had some very, very good, humbling debates. The PS5 looks like shit. Talbot is going to play Resident Evil. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Don't worry. And yeah. A big shout out to everyone that came out. If you liked the video, hit that like button for your boy. You can follow me at Westtown HD on Twitter and YouTube as well, where I make nothing but the finest of content as well. And I'm slowly shifting to a documentary voice, so I'm going to give the table back to Shadow.
You know, I was gonna say something completely inappropriate, but I'm just gonna go ahead and move on.
No, this is not how I talk to my girlfriend.
That's what I was. It had something to do with your girlfriend. I was like, did you just
No,
get finished getting
no.
sucked off? I don't know.
We're putting it out on the podcast.
He laid it down on her.
Bob, go ahead, man.
Thanks for having me on as always. Had a lot of fun. Hope you guys did as well. If you want to check me out, I'm on YouTube at Bowserkaruga, BAOZAKERUGA, and Twitter and Twitch at Real Bowserkaruga. Later.
And last but not least, my boy Sosuke Sakura.
Okay,
Oh, you're
that's
right.
fine.
Oh wait.
Alright.
Come up for a long time, but it was nice to be here, Shadow. I'm always down to be on the podcast whenever. And if y'all want to hear more from me, you can catch me on Twitch at Sosuke the Wandering Gamer, where I am playing Persona 4 Golden, where it originally got dropped on the Vita. And if you liked it, if you like seeing it on the Vita and you want to see it even better, get it on the PC, because this game's fantastic. And I'm also on YouTube at Sosuke the Bro, where I make compilation meme videos of me playing through Odin Sphere Leaf for Seer. It's a really good game. And I hope to see you all next time.
Pelvic, I legit forgot about you. I ain't gonna lie. That was even.
Wow.
I'm so
I don't know
sorry.
which one is more disrespectful.
I'm so sorry.
I don't know which one is more disrespectful. The fact that he legit forgot about you, or one
I
just
thought you
seeing.
went. I'm
He
sorry.
just announced it. The way he announced it, he's like, I'm Zero True. I just forgot. I forgot that you were a
forgot you
person.
exist.
I'm so
forgot
sorry, bro.
that you're part of the...
Right. Oh my
I'm so sorry.
God.
Fucking puts me on. My God, like I was like, wow, I feel like a valued member of this podcast right now. I don't know about you guys, but
My
Dude, he
bad.
basically just called you a filler character.
Nah.
he really did. He really did.
So
I guess
he
the only
basically
way
said-
you can make it up to me is getting me a PS5.
Oh
physical
man.
edition. Thank you.
Make her canon again.
Go ahead, Pelvic, with your outro.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm here. I'm valuable. Thank you, everybody who remembers me, that I'm a part of this podcast. I really appreciate it. Thanks for interacting with me in the comment section. And I'm just going to throw this out there. I am 4 subscribers away from 25K, I believe.
Oh,
4
shit.
subscribers. So, oh no, 24K. Ugh, wishful thinking. 24K. So I'm 4 subscribers away. So please, if you aren't, please consider going to my channel, Pelvic Gaming. I review a lot of JRPGs. Sometimes, I do platformers, Zelda, whatnot. But 4 subscribers away from 24,000. So please help a sister out. I'm valuable. I'm loved. I'm not a filler side character. That's all.
Alrighty, guys, that is all for this episode. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. I appreciate you guys hitting the like button. There was a lot of you guys in the chat today. A lot of you guys viewing. You guys did well by my part. All right, we are out of here. Deuces.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Later.